Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for coming. Today we will be talking about the role of the church in politics. And maybe let me begin with a question. Have you ever wondered what the role of the church is in politics or in the political scene? Maybe let's start with you.
Okay. According to me, I think the church plays a role of calling for peace. Yeah, we witness things like handshakes, some few things here and there between the government, the opposition, and we could always see the priests, reverends, bishops coming out like calling for peace, trying to tell our leaders to just come together, make one decision, and just lead the nation in a peaceful manner. So according to me, I think the church plays a big role in peace when it comes to politics.
Okay, that's a very, very good point, and we are going to get to that in a few. But let's hear from the gentleman, maybe. What do you think, or have you ever wondered what is the role of the church in politics?
Well, most people believe in God, and when you see the Kenyan population, most people believe in God, and when the church involves itself in politics, at the same time the church doesn't want to seem biased. Maybe it's taking this side of the opposition, maybe this side of the government. So the church, I feel like the church is there to bring balance to everything and the peace between the government or maybe the opposition. Yeah.
Okay, very well. Maybe another comment, if any.
I think the role of the church towards politics, it's more they bring understanding and it acts as a mediator between the people and the government. So I guess it's really nice what the church is doing towards the political side of the political side of the government.
Okay. So I think all of you, all of us, you have kind of preempted what I was going to talk about. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we'll be talking or looking at the role that the church plays in politics, if any, because I know there are people who would say, does it play a role? How big is the role? How significant is that? So maybe just to begin, if we look in retrospect, historical context, the church since time immemorial has always been involved in politics. If we look at the time of 1963, all the way to, because that's when we got our independence and of course we had structures in place for politics, the church took the center stage or was part of the process. And since the time we got democracy, I think somebody mentioned, the church has continued to push for fairness, for democracy, for equity, and we'll be looking at that in depth. But number one, the church role in politics, especially now, in this time and age, mobilization of voters. The church has such a big platform. So if a preacher has 5,000 people, he is able to campaign for example, Alvin, if Alvin is a political candidate. So in that, the church can be a mobilizer for votes for a specific candidate. And that would be based on, does the church believe in this candidate and the values that he upholds? So mobilization of voters, because the church has a vast network, we can say, of voters. We can also talk about moral guidance. I think somebody mentioned or not, but the church provides guidance to political leaders. And when the political leaders look like they do not have that kind of inclination, the church would offer guidance. And you would see that in press conferences, the church leaders would come out together. They would say, this denomination or a combination of different denominations would come and talk about an issue that was a matter of concern to the communities, and then they would offer guidance to the political leaders and the head of the political leadership, which is the president. So in that sense, the church offers moral guidance. And then we can also talk about advocacy for social justice. The church, again, even if we looked back, it offers a sense of belonging, family. It looks at the least, the marginalized. It talks of issues about non-discrimination, not discriminating people based on their physical capabilities, like the disabled or people from different walks of life. So the church seeks to bring people together, offer social justice for the marginalized in the society, and they would often speak about issues, social issues, like when politicians grab people's land, or for example, I can remember many years back, I can't remember how many years back, when the Ministry of Health was talking about immunizing women again and young girls, immunizing them of tetanus. And tetanus is an injection that people were given when they were infants. But then the Ministry of Health came back to say, we need to go back again and immunize women and girls over the age of 18 or something. And I remember the Catholic Church and the leaders of the Catholic Church coming together and saying, no, we are not going to accept that. And even in the time of Corona, it was the Catholic Church that came out and said, no, we are not going to take injections. And of course, that's changed over time, and we all had to take the injection. But we can see in that sense that the church offered, was involved or tried to offer equality, fight for those that were the least, or people that couldn't speak for themselves, so to speak, so like a voice to the voiceless. They spoke against human rights violations, for health, and other social issues that keep coming up. So maybe finally, the impact of the church's role in politics, and I focused so much on the positive role. I took my stand, was a positive stand. The church has played a big role in democracy. The church has played a big role in promoting peace, like she had mentioned, just bringing people together, cohesion, and even in the time of elections, the church would come together and say, we are one people, let's come together, just promoting reconciliation, building a bridge, bringing people together. And the church has been involved in politics when the political leaders seem to divide the people. So in conclusion, the church has indeed played a significant role in the Kenyan politics. It is clear for everybody to see, and it has promoted so many other things that I have mentioned, and I would encourage us all to work together to build a better Kenya where politics and the church can be together in harmony. Thank you very much.